Hello my little gems and welcome back to my channel. So before we get into the videos, quick do the old spill. Please give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. Comment down below what you think of this week's spares idea. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. So this is one I've done a couple times before, but my nan has asked me to do her another plant pot. So I thought 2 birds, 1 stone, and I shall be doing her another plant pot. And myself a couple more too, because I have done myself a few plant pots in the past, and the drills themselves have not faded or nothing. The plant pots have held up really well. It's just the plant pots got broken. You know, as plant, especially when they're terracotta, you know, they get broken. You know, people knock them over or whatever. So that is why I need to do a couple more to replace them, and it's nothing to do with the drills themselves and fading on the things, because they still look as good as the day I put them on, I personally say. So yeah, so this week's spares idea is we're going to be doing the plant pot. I got these plant pots for you who live in the UK from B&M. You need ones at the garden centres, usually the ones that have these. And yeah, I think they're about £150 a time. They might have gone up slightly because obviously everything's going up in prices. So yeah, not that expensive. And for those of you who are trying to think of ways to make a little bit extra money out of your diamond plate and stuff, this is a good way. You know, buy yourself some compost and some cheap little plants and stick them in there. There could be a little bit of extra money there as well. You know, you could like charge without a plant and then with a plant, and make a little bit of extra money there. So yeah, definitely like this is an idea for you guys who are trying to think on how you can make extra pennies at craft fairs and all that. So this is definitely an idea, you know, to make a few extra pennies for using up your spare drills on something. And yeah, I do come up with some different ideas and everything. So yeah, this is definitely for you guys who are trying to think of how you can make yourself a little bit of extra money. And I think I'm going to be doing that myself this summer, you know, because I need to start saving up for the advent calendars, because they're pretty pricey, aren't they? So I did do a few advent calendars a couple last year, so I want to do a couple more this year. And what better way to do it by selling off some things I make, and yeah, so I can put that to the side, and that'll be my advent calendar money. So yeah, so let's change the angle and I'll show you exactly how I decorate plant pots. Right, so I have started on this slowly, and what I'm doing is get a toothpick with PVA and spreading on the PVA glue. Make sure you do it quite thick. I am using PVA, but I will seal it with varnish, so I know that the drills will stay on. And then I've been using the multi-placer and putting on larger amounts of drills. I'm using some of the mix that I have just to use them up really. And just carry on going all the way around the edge until you filled up all your edge. So I'm not going to show too much of this, but to get them more or less straight, I don't know if you guys should be able to see it, there's like a line. So that's where I'm using my guide to start. So yeah, so let's carry on. Right, so I am going to start on the pattern on the front. And so I just need to decide where I'm going to put the first one, and then I'm going to work my way around it and make the pattern. So I'm going to start with the first one here. And I'm going to use that in the middle and then do some circles around it. And then that'll do. Right, so next colour. Let's go for this greyish type colour. And then I just use one of the old green trays to put the glue on. And I just try and do it by eye, really. Doesn't have to be perfect because the glue will dry clear. Oh, damn it. I just spilled drills everywhere. Well done, Gemma. Right. And then put your drills on going around. I like, if I'm doing like this type of pattern I'm doing, I like to not put them right dead next to each other. Spread them out slightly. Put one upside down, well done. And the reason why I'm using PVA is because I can actually quickly solve any mistakes I make when I'm doing a pattern on terracotta. Like so. And then the next colour, let's go for a clear. See, I managed to throw my drills that far around. I actually got one in my glue, which was very clever. And then repeat again, put your glue on. In a circle. And that one's done. So with this, just keep going around in circles and then work your way out, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Right, so I have done some of the outside ones. I'll show you on this last one how I do work out spacings and so what I do, first I do like a line. And then I have 4 colours ready to go. So first of all, I need the blue because it's the outside one. Pen. Right, you guys can see. So I'll go blue one first, then yellow, then red, then pink. That's just to work out where, you know, just make sure that I leave enough space before I put the middle one. Then a blob of glue to put on blue one. And then get our glue. And we do like a kind of, we just trace around the big gem. That's in the middle. Leave yourself a space, because obviously, as you can see, there's a space around the next one. So we start off with pink. And then we just place our drills around it. Like so. And then we move on to the red. Quite the same type of shape. It hasn't got to be perfect because it will dry clear. And we will be varnishing it, so any of the dry glue will be hidden in any way. So red next. Like so. And then next we need is yellow. I'll do a glue first. So now our yellow. So you can either start from your side or you can start from the top. It's up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Like so. Move that slightly more central. And then we're on to the blue. And what I do when it's really close to the edge, I will just leave the gap there and then carry on. And there we go. And there's our flower pot all done. So you can do like more of these patterns, and if I find like that you tend to just look at a flower pot for one position mainly, because they tend to be like up against a wall or something. So I normally just do the one pattern and leave it at that. Once this is dried, I will varnish it. So let's skip to that part, shall we? Right, now, so it's time to see. I'll show you the other one, the other patterns I did on the rest. So I did that one. I just did that pattern all around. I kept this one quite simple, actually. Yeah, it's just something a little bit different. That one. And then that's the one we just did. So yeah, I just try to keep the same type of like thing going on these. But yeah, I do like how they come out. A bit different, you know. Right, so time to seal. What you're going to need is something to stand your flower pots on so they don't get stuck to what they're standing on. So I normally just use an old double-sided tape reel, and they just do come in handy. So, and this is what we're using. This is indoor wood varnish. It works brilliantly for the outside projects. You need to have a paintbrush. Got this one from Poundland. Decide to throw, if you don't decide to throw it on the floor. Right, so this is the one I did just now, so that needs to dry a little bit. Right, what I normally do is stick my hand inside it to hold it. And then this does it, make sure you pick up the clear gloss, because it will dry completely clear and you've not got to worry about it ruining anything. Because if it'll dry really, it dries completely clear. This is what I use on all this type of stuff. It's what I use. You can get it really cheap from B&Q when you buy their like their value range. That's actually really cheap a tub, but that's when you can get hold of it. That's when I was a couple of years since I managed to get hold of it. Because now where I live, the B&Q has actually moved to the other side of town, which is really nice because we've now got no DIY shops near us. Because it moved to like the retail park, and it's a nightmare. I hate going up there. If I had to go up there, I literally will get up there really early in the morning before it starts getting busy. Because after so long, it's just a nightmare up there. it will come off your hands. It's just, it is a bit of a pig to get off your hands, but a bit of scrubbing, it will come off. I forgot to say as well, protect your table or wherever you're doing it. Me, what I tend to do is when I use old frames and they tend to have like a picture or something in it, I tend to keep them and use them up until they're ruined. After a while your hand will start to ache. So it's just like using a bigger brush like this. And no, I didn't. Using a bigger brush like this. And right, and that is one done. And what I tend to do is just go around the edge a little bit. Just so then it's all the same when it dries. Right, so as you can see, it's all done. What I tend to do is just use a brush. It will like all dry completely clear as it is, but I do like to try and just brush down the excess. Like so. So that's one done. Put that to one side. So it's now standing on the old roll of double-sided tape. You can start by having it left flat down the table. Obviously when you flip it round, it will need to be held. This is the second one. I think now you guys have seen me do one. I don't think you need to watch and see me do the other three, do you? So what I'll do is I'll cut and show you when they've all dried, I think. I think that'll be best. Otherwise, this video will be like 20 hours long, I think. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and then I'll come back to you guys when these are all nice and dry and everything else. All right, so catch you back in a sec. Right, so all my plant pots are now dry and sealed. So this is the first one. One thing I forgot to do when these were drying, which I'm quite angry at myself for, I forgot to wipe the drips. So that it got a couple of like, obviously like, they don't notice from a distance, or you can just move them around and everything. But yeah, I forgot to wipe the drips, and I'm a bit annoyed with myself. So there's a couple of drip marks, but they still look really nice. I'm really pleased how they come out. So there's one. My second one. And they're all nicely sealed and everything, so the drills don't come off now. It's the second one. The third one. Last but not least, here we go. So yeah, I just use all multicolours all around the edges because I had got like bags of them, just to try and use them up really. And then just use some colours. And I didn't really like plan colours or anything. I just went for it really. But yeah, absolutely love them. Really, really pretty. Really pleased with how they come out though. Apart from the old drip marks. But it's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. I just need to remember next time I make some, after about 10 minutes, go around and wipe the drips. And then it won't happen. And again, just in case, one more time, indoor wood varnish works fantastic to protect these from frost and the heat and everything else. Like I showed you guys, I've got some outside already and everything else. So yeah, really, really pleased with how these have come out. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's plant pots again, but I needed to make one for my nan, so I thought I'd do a little video at the same time for you guys, you know, doing, especially like it's different pattern again, so I hope that helps you guys. So yes, that is it for this week's video. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below what you think of my plant pots, and give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Bye everyone.